what's going on? In this video, we're going to go over some general mobility. Benefits of mobility work / improved mobility. Decreases risk of injury at the joint. It increases the range of motion at the joint. Improves techniques on exercises. Reduces pain at the joints and aids in recovery. So mobility versus flexibility. I went over this in the warm-up video, but we're going to just review it real quickly. Mobility is the ability of your joints to go through their proper ranges of motion, while flexibility is the Flexibility is the ability of the muscles to lengthen. Now, there's obviously some overlap, but mobility is referring to joints and flexibility is referring to the muscles, both of those just in general. These are handfuls of my favorite mobility exercises for each joint that we will be focusing on. Feel free to click on these YouTube links. You do not have to do them unless I assign them to you if you feel as though you could improve your mobility a little bit in any of these joints. So for ankles, we're going to do some calf stretches, some bent knee, ankle, Achilles stretches just to get the whole lower leg stretched out, some calf foam rolling or lacrosse ball rolling to kind of knead out any tight muscles, and body weight squat hold. So you're just going to hold a body weight squat down as low as you are able to. Like it says, you can hold onto a pole or something stabilizing if needed for balance sake. For hip mobility, we're going to do a seated hip opener, body weight squat hold as well, a frog stretch, and a hip flexor stretch. For thoracic mobility, so that is your spine around your rib cage area. You're going to do some cat-cows, corner stretches. You're going to foam roll the area, preacher stretches, and an open book stretch. So you're going to work on both rotation, so side to side, and flexibility or flexion and extension of your spine. So your spine closing and opening, essentially. Shoulder mobility, these are some of my favorites. I do them before every workout. So you can do banded or PVC pass-throughs and around the worlds just to work your shoulders through some range of motion. Corner stretch to loosen up the upper body, lat stretch, and upper back stretch to all loosen up around the shoulder joint, and a couple of wrist mobility exercises, etc., so that we can get your wrist both backward and forward in a proper range of motion. So when to do some mobility work. You can do it on a rest day. It's a nice way to stay active even on your rest day, to kind of stay in a groove. Before squats, benching, and deadlifting, those are the big compound movements that typically need the most mobility work beforehand. Whenever you feel especially tight, if there's anything, any shoulder tightness, upper back tightness, etc. If you need some help with direction, I can point you to anything on this list specifically. When you feel small tweaks, if your shoulder's feeling a little bummy, I do a lot of mobility work just because it puts the joint through a range of motion and gets some fresh blood flow into it. Typically can cure any nicks and bumps and bruises. And especially before an early morning workout, if you are an early morning workout person like myself, just helps wake you up a little bit more, get your body moving a little bit more than it has up until that point in the day. How to perform these mobility exercises. For each body part, I would do 2 to 4 mobility exercises. So any of those listed above when I go through them. So let's just say, for example, for shoulder mobility, I may not do every single one of them, but I'll pick a handful or a couple to do to work it out a little bit, and I would rotate through them a couple of times. Now, you're either going to hold the stretch or the exercise for anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Contrary to popular belief, you can stretch for that long. It doesn't just have to be holding a stretch for 10 seconds. It can literally just be micro stretching for a longer period of time. Or you can do them in like a rocking or slow, pulsated manner. So maybe we do let's say for your wrist mobility, we stretch it a little bit, we let it relax a little bit, and we can let it stretch a little bit more, stuff like that. You can do that for really any of them. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm always willing to work with you more on this mobility stuff. If we need different exercises to be able to find that work for you, I would be happy to find them. Please just let me know as needed. Thanks so much.